All right, welcome to the Relatively Jumbo podcast. That was way too loud. My name is Nick. Follow us on Instagram, Relatively Jumbo Pod, Twitter at Jumbo Podcast, YouTube, Relatively Jumbo Podcast. Subscribe. Put the podcast up there. Also put the wrap-up videos on there and Instagram. I think we got to get into TikTok. All the youths are on TikTok.
Especially now with Devin, he looks like he's 17, so this is perfect.
True.
Now we're in that age range. Why does your face look like that? Can I just start with the show?
I can't get over it. You guys, this is terrible radio because no one
blindsided
can
me.
see your face, but you've shaved your face.
I'm gonna be honest. There's two reasons I shaved my face. The first one is I've been getting a lot of intimidating letters in the mail, postmarked from Arizona. It's scary shit. Shave or die. One of them, I just got a box of razors sent to here. Some of them look like they were used. So that's part of it. The other part of it is, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot what my face looked like underneath all that beard. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'll never shave again. That's it. That's the last time. Now I remember.
Learned your lesson.
In my brain. Now it won't happen again.
When's the last time you shaved? Fully, because you trim, obviously, but a full-on just take it all off shave.
The year was 1986 when the Bears won the Super Bowl. It's been a couple of years, 2-3 years.
That's kind of weird. You do look like
with your long hair and your shaved face. You kind of look like a European soccer player.
Yeah, I kick ball. Yeah,
you just look like
they kickball me. I kickball.
It looks like
they talk.
You've just aged a little bit from college now. It's barely aged.
We're using that de-aging technology they used in The Irishman.
Yeah.
The one that makes Joe Pesci look like instead of being 85, he's 83.
They basically just had Robert De Niro shave. That was it.
Yeah.
And wear taller shoes.
Yeah.
The dialogue in that movie, don't get me wrong, it's great. It's great to see all those old famous actors do those fancy mafia dialogues. But the action, like believing De Niro is going to rough up some person at that age, just really hard. Like him beating up that dude.
Kicks. Just the worst kicks you've ever. Like, he's not even facing the camera. Just get a stunt double. Just get a guy in there.
I don't like to see him that vulnerable right there, beating somebody
up.
Al
Pacino can't play anybody but Al Pacino anymore. Like,
why okay, listen, if you're going to keep making these movies, just get younger guys. It's like, what did they quit making 20-year-old Italians? Like, you got to ride with the same three people since 1982.
Wasn't that going to be the guy from or the guy the kid from God, I can't think of the movie. But he's Matty Bevilacqua in The Sopranos. That would have been the guy. But then he got arrested for like tax evasion or something. Or no, wasn't it something even like way worse than that? It was either like attempted murder or something. It was something really bad. He was arrested for.
He was method acting. He was training for the part.
Yeah. I think he did I think he did an incorrect U-turn, or like he murdered somebody. One or the other.
Did a hard time for doing an incorrect U-turn.
Yeah, it was either jaywalking or he burned his whole house down with his family in it. I don't remember which one it was.
So you're Rachel Raid, you're saying?
That's what they call Rachel Raying now. That's when you light your house on fire.
It was also a cooking accident.
Speaking of, I guess Sopranos, and I guess like that prequel movie came out recently, as well as a lot of other movies that came out on Christmas.
Wait, it's out?
I think it's on HBO Max. They did a whole thing, or whatever that app is, because that Wonder Woman movie. I think that movie's out or is going to be out on New Year's.
Oh, everybody's shitting on that Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, I've.
It's got to be bad.
Yeah,
every DC movie seems to be bad.
Yep.
it just I don't know how they don't. I mean, they make good video games and stuff. I don't know how they can't like make a good movie. Well, they've made decent. Like obviously, like the Batmans are pretty good, but
Yeah, Batman's good.
they've been missed ever since probably Dark Knight Rises.
Wikipedia says that Many Saints of New York, which is the Sopranos prequel, releases March 12th.
Why did it say that they were going to release a ton of movies during Christmas? And I thought there was a huge promotion.
I mean, they
that.
still released a bunch of movies. That just wasn't one of them.
I thought I saw that in the promo, but I forget what other movies they released then.
I
think
know.
the big one was Wonder Woman, obviously, and
it was bad, from what I've heard.
Well, at least the first one was okay, I guess.
Didn't see it.
That's all right.
It was good.
You know what I've been watching is Schitt's Creek. Have you seen that show? Have you heard about this show?
Yeah, that show's awesome.
I've watched it. Pretty funny. Passes the time.
It wins all the awards now. It wins all the awards that Modern Family used to win. That Always Sunny should have been winning.
Is that a bad sign? Because they'll never give that stuff to Always Sunny just because it's not the type of humor that they're going to give those types of awards to. It's more of that wholesome content. But that's still like, I don't look at Schitt's Creek as being really wholesome, as more as like kind of, I don't know. It's almost like a Arrested Development type of writing in that sense, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not as clean as Modern Family, but it's not as dirty. Far on the other side as Always Sunny. It's kind of a nice in between.
And I wouldn't say even Always Sunny is dirty. It's more raunchy, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
As raunchy as like cable television could be.
Yeah. They got Always Sunny, I think, got renewed for like 3 more seasons. They're going to be going on like 17, 18 seasons.
I hope they do. I hope that show never ends.
They're funny, and they still, they haven't really aged that much either. They still look all the same, and it's still like they still can put out good shows.
DeVito looks like he's about 100 years older than when he was first on there.
It's very true.
It's wild. DeVito aged in dog years.
Yeah, it's wild to think. I mean, 18 years or 18 seasons, because obviously not 18 years. It's been like what, 15 years that show's been on TV, probably.
I think so.
Yeah, 15, probably like 04, 05, I think.
Yeah, that's a run, man. That's for actors.
It's still funny.
It's still really funny.
Oh yeah.
Too. It's not like The Simpsons. It's easy for that show to do. It's animation. Like it's easy for them to go on a run of like 20, 30 plus years for like actual like acted television show that's produced and such. That's hard to do, putting that many seasons out there. So I'm excited.
Even with The Simpsons, though, I mean they were good for like 13 years.
Yeah, this hasn't really missed at all ever. I've never really seen like a bad season of Always Sunny.
Do they still make Modern Family?
No, that's been over for like 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about what's that shitty show, Big Bang Theory? Do they still make that?
No,
that one's over too.
That's done.
Who is watching that? Why are they each making $1 million per episode?
Our Fall Guy watches that.
I bet he would.
He
does love bad TV.
What an asshole. He's the one guy keeping it on television.
Hey, don't say that. He's not an asshole. He just has a bad taste in television.
Both things can be true. Yeah, they're not mutually exclusive.
Fine. Okay, I get it. He's an asshole.
You're right. Good point, Steve. One thing I saw.
What other shows are you thinking that you don't that you think is on television and might not be?
Well, you're just excited because this was like the top 5 you wanted to do.
Well, there's that new show that came out where Bryan Cranston's a judge.
What?
You see this? You hear about this?
No,
yeah, it takes place in New Orleans, I think, and he's a judge, and his son hit and runs and kills the son of like the top crime boss in New Orleans.
I'm gonna be out on it. All right.
I watched the first episode. The son is a penis. The son sucks. He's a weenie.
That's the show. He's a judge and his son's a penis.
Quite literally.
Just a talking penis. Yeah, but like he just keeps making a bunch of mistakes, and you're just like yelling at the TV, like, "No, you idiot! Don't do it that way." I don't know if that changes throughout the rest of the show. I haven't watched the second episode yet. I think episode 3 is today, but it's on Showtime. It's called Your Honor.
I think I might be out. Sorry.
I just
I
want
don't
to be a
care. I didn't
TV
produce the
executive.
show. I don't care if you watch it.
I'm out.
Please watch it. Please.
Sorry.
For the love of God, they pay me to make other people watch it, one person at a time.
I'm not into any new shows recently. There hasn't been any television shows I've watched I'm in on.
Well, they haven't made a lot of new shows recently on account of the pandemic.
No, suck it up.
You understand? They've only been filming so
If
much.
if every studio house can get a Tom Cruise in there to yell at people, take on protocol, we'd be making a lot of
nutcase.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't like to be somebody that backs him because he's kind of a dickhead, but I mean, he kind of makes a point. Like they're not. Like you just said, they're not making that many movies, so these people got jobs. Probably haven't had a job in like a year. Why would the fuck would you be like an idiot? Wouldn't you want your a job? Like take precaution.
What were those people doing? They were just like standing next to each
I heard
other.
they were sucking each other in the middle of the set.
just
That's what I
sucking
heard.
fucking
Yeah,
the sound guy and the lighting. Yeah, but like I mean, there's a way to curb that type of behavior without going on a tirade. Could you imagine Tom Cruise walks all 5'5" of Tom Cruise walks up and starts poking you in the mid stomach because that's as high as he can reach, and he's just yelling at you.
Give me the step stool. I want to talk to this guy face to face.
If you don't get out of my motherfucking face, Tom Cruise.
He probably does a "What's the weather like up there" to people, making people feel bad for being taller than him.
And then I just spit on his forehead. But you don't talk to me like that, sir. You weigh 103 pounds. I'll throw you into your trailer. But he does do his own stunts.
He does. And sometimes he looks pretty cool doing it. Doesn't he fly his own planes in Top Gun? Isn't that the thing? Or in that new movie, the new Top Gun? Doesn't he fly? He does his own stunts. Did that ever come out? I think it did.
I don't know. Maybe. They got
Gun
held up on production with it was difficult shooting the beach volleyball scene. Kind of a hard move to do all of your own stunts. Like you could do some of your own stunts, but like you're halting production because you sprained your ankle jumping from one building to another. Let's just get Greg over here. He'll do the building jump, and we can keep it moving.
I think it's telling of something. I think it's.
I heard somewhere that he made a contract or sold his soul or something where he has to die on camera. So he's trying to get that accomplished in those Mission Impossible movies.
That's the mission, to die.
He's going to keep having hit movies and he's going to keep working, but eventually he will have to die while filming a scene.
He's just like pitching movies where he's like, okay, well, how about this? There's one where I jump into an active volcano. And they're like, okay, but like, what's the plot? No, that's the plot.
It. We're going to do a remake of Joe versus the Volcano. This one, the volcano wins.
I do my own stunts. You remember this, yes? See you there. He's doing a FaceTime from the volcano. Bring the crew. Bring the crew. And then he did it again, I heard. He had another outburst.
Recently about this video or the audio being out. I don't want none of you motherfuckers recording anymore.
Everybody has a phone. Like, you just have to assume everything that you do in public is being recorded, especially if you're an A-list actor.
I do that since this podcast is so popular. Every time I got to be on my best behavior in public.
Yet you still fail.
I still fail, but I know that I should be.
That's why you shaved, so you could disguise yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Except for when the video comes out. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put a fake beard on. I'm going to put that fake beard I've been wearing for the last 3 years back on for the video.
You just have it all in one piece?
Mm-hmm.
It's just hanging up on like a clothes rack, drying rack outside.
Yeah.
Get a clothespin. Speaking of dudes that look like they're 12, did you hear that about Martin Shkreli? Did you hear this?
The stalker chick or him stalking the chick? Is he is the chick stalking him? It was a weird story.
It's okay. So apparently, this woman who was a journalist was writing a story about Martin Shkreli, and I think this was like as he was in trial for fraud, I believe. Long story short, yeah, something. Long story short, ends up going back and forth. Kind of falls in love with him and leaves her husband and just keeps trying to visit him in jail, and he's not really into it. And he ends up he just ghosts her. You got to be one crazy person to get ghosted by a dude that's stuck in prison that nobody likes.
Yeah, I want to see what she's saying to him. Like, is it scarier than the dudes he's in prison with? Like,
he's gonna stay in there.
She's like,
please keep me away from her.
Nah.
He's just trying to commit more crimes.
He's trying to get his bad boy image out. Like, yeah, I can get any piece I want after my prison sentence. Which I don't know if that's true or not.
I'm in for breaking hearts.
She's like, I went to his apartment. I got to listen to the Wu-Tang album.
God damn, yeah. Dude. I forget about that too. That pisses me off as well that he bought that shit.
That's a baller move.
It really is. That's what pisses me off the most.
I would just buy it. You just buy it and like don't listen to it. Don't let anybody listen to it.
When did they make that album? Was that like in their prime Wu-Tang, or is it just like they're old?
That's a good question.
Because if they're old, then like, can I be honest? I'm not interested in it. It doesn't feel like it would be that great.
It's kind of like art. Like you just hang it up. You say you got it, but you don't. Like, is it good? Probably not. Does it matter? No, not at all.
Yeah, at that price, nothing matters. It could sound like Jesus saying that I'm coming back on this day, and I don't think it'd become that price.
$2 million. Yeah, it's newer. So it was recorded between 2007 to 2013 and then released in 2015.
I guess that's not awful, but still.
I mean, it's not
have
great.
a new idea for when Steve loses bets. If you lose enough bets next year, can you sign up to take one karate class with children?
Kramer style? Yes.
Yeah.
I can do that.
I don't think anything would be funnier than watching you very seriously take a karate class with a bunch of
I'd be
and then we're just there like being really loud, supportive parents.
Nobody's going to take my purse after I learn karate.
Quit breaking the fucking boards. Get back in line.
You know what? Let's be real here. Wait, were any of you guys in karate when you were kids?
No.
Very briefly, I was in karate.
Can you break a board?
No, I didn't get that far.
That shit looks hard.
It seems like it'd be fun.
You just gotta commit.
I've punched through drywall, but I don't think that counts.
You broke drywall?
Yeah, it's a little different.
How many monsters did you drink before you broke it?
I was hopped up.
Yeah.
I was tweaking at that point.
Hell yeah, Kyle.
I had a lot of fruit punch.
What?
I feel like we broke drywall every week.
I busted right through that wall. Oh no, Kool-Aid man. Oh no.
So much sugar. Never took karate. Would you rather take karate or jump in the lake?
You'd rather take karate in the lake?
You don't have to learn how to swim to take karate.
Well, if you want to bust through the ice.
You're only taking one class of karate, so not enough to learn anything.
Oh, I might like it. I might just personally invest outside of the show.
The joke is you keep trying to put a different color belt on throughout the class.
I'm gonna give you fake numbers, so you're calling bullshit. I'm not fucking giving you the real number. I'm gonna do this.
We're gonna post up a piece of paper with your picture on it to every karate school in the area and be like, you can't let him take lessons from you. Don't do it.
Like they were gonna accept me to begin with. Look at me. I'm gonna come in there fucking straggling. They're like, "Who's this?"
You look like you can be a ninja. It's my friend Steve. He's a ninja.
Oh man,
I'd rather do karate. What?
Yeah. Why is that surprising? It's gonna be cold. The lake.
You don't do karate in the first class.
If we could film you doing
What the fuck
karate,
you do?
I would be so happy.
Will you clean the dojo? If you didn't make
Yeah.
me clean the dojo, if they make me clean the dojo first day, I'm out. I'm too old to be cleaning your
I
shit,
think it's so
motherfucker.
funny. You call the little spot they have in the strip mall the dojo?
Yeah. I'm right. Yeah.
Oh,
What
right
else would you
between the
call it? It's
see-through
karate
Chinese
class.
kitchen and the Foot Locker. We're gonna go to the dojo.
What shoes do you wear to the dojo? Or is it a barefoot thing? That's another
None.
thing. Oh,
Yeah, you
barefoot's
don't wear
nice.
shoes in karate.
I'm flat-footed. Is that
You
gonna be a
kill somebody.
problem?
That might make you
No,
better.
Yeah, I might be able to kick a board easier.
you're a
You got
prodigy.
physics.
Yeah, I should have done karate a long time ago. Could be like Chuck Norris. Who knows?
You ever thought about that? Like, there is a secret talent that there's something that you are very good at that you never even thought to try before.
Yeah, Marilyn
Like,
Manson sucking his own dick.
yeah, but he tried that. I'm
Exactly.
saying you
As,
got
Sometimes you
have
just
we
gotta
untapped
all.
go out
potential.
and do it.
As we all have.
That's where I thought that conversation was going to go.
No, but I know what you mean.
Like, you got something you are a professional level at,
Yeah.
but you've never even tried it before.
He's gonna go pro at sucking his own dick. I guess if you do it for OnlyFans, you probably make money, right? That's
Yeah.
pro.
Yeah, there's people
did-
making legitimate money.
Me and Bella Delphine.
On ESPN the other day, they did have the world championship for axe throwing.
Saw that.
I've done that. I'm
Have
okay.
you done it?
Actually, Michelle's better at me than
Oh shit!
at axe throwing. She hits
You
Yeah,
got
be
a lot of
more.
tomahawks flying around the apartment. You better
Yeah.
behave yourself.
That's what I'm saying. She hit more bullseyes than I did. That was a year ago, or not even less than a year ago. That was before. That was like one of the last things I did before all this shit happened.
Do you drink there? Do they let you drink while you're throwing
Yeah.
axes?
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Wild.
That's
Wild
The
so
whole
shit.
activity, the whole activity seems wildly unsafe. Like, you just let
Well,
strangers come in off the street and throw axes.
Like
Yeah.
they make sure the floor is not like bouncy or anything. Obviously, they're not putting like
How?
cement on there. They're like I forget what kind of a floor they put on there.
But
To
that thing,
make
like physics-wise, can still bounce all the way back to you.
yeah,
It's
that's-
performed in a trampoline park, actually.
Ooh.
Well,
Make
they
it more
no,
difficult.
it's like
That would be
they
sick.
give a huge pile of, like woodchucks or stuff like that. So it, like kind of softens it. Like
It's like a ball pit.
in a way, like how in the playground, like they have wood chips, so it like won't bounce that much if it happens to hit the ground because it kind
It's
of.
gotta be a lot
Haven't
of
you
weight
seen
for it.
those? Have you seen those videos though of like people doing the axe throwing
Yeah,
and
well,
then it just comes back and almost blasts them in the face?
Because they throw it ridiculous. The guy was like, when we went to it, the guy's like, yeah, before we opened, we literally, like the two of us that opened this, try to do every way possible to throw it at the thing to see if it comes back. And
This guy sounds insane.
yeah, I mean, you gotta think about it though. I mean, that makes sense if you're gonna do that business. You gotta try to see if there's like liabilities. How do you not
What?
get that? Like they're opening a business and that's throwing axes. The biggest liability is that somebody's going to get an axe to their shoulder. They got to see how's the way that that's going to happen before they open it. How do you not understand that?
What?
And even if
That'd
they
be like
don't
if
need
I
to do
open
that,
that's like if I open a restaurant and every morning we open, I tried all the food that might almost be going bad to see if I get
if you
sick before the
compare an
customers
axe
do.
throwing fucking thing to a
Hey, if
restaurant,
we're gonna get
then
somebody sick
fine.
today, I want to know how we did it.
Kind of a false equivalency, but I'll let it fly.
No, you can't let that fly because you let his dumb like reasonings come out. They're wrong. That's not even the same business.
All right, that is wrong because you do try the whole menu before like you implement anything at the
Probably,
restaurant.
yeah. Honestly,
No,
like
but
what? No,
you don't come in every day and open.
Nobody
restaurant
said
and
every
try
day.
all of
Nobody
your
said
food.
he threw the axes every single day. That's
said
not what he
every-
said. He said before they opened, like
bet.
initially open to the public.
Each morning you get in, you try to kill yourself.
you. This is why you can't open an axe throwing. I'm worried about you personally.
Oh, I got an
This is the
interesting business
reason.
opportunity for the both of you.
Oh,
I want to open an axe throwing business
I'm gonna go downstairs.
Have you tried? Have you tested it out yet?
where we sell all of it, like just rotten food. We're gonna make a killing off this.
I hate you.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
That'd
what
be a
if you
fun activity though. Throwing
axe throwing?
We'll do
You
it
ever thrown a
soon.
ninja star before?
They had those there, the ninja stars.
Those
That
are
seems
hard.
way easier.
No, it's hard. You
I
gotta
think
be able
axes
to
are
have
easier.
good. Yeah, you have to be able to flick the wrist easy.
You gotta hit it like just right.
But like axes, like a ninja star is only blades. An axe, one small part of it is blade. I feel like that requires more precision.
Yeah, but the amount of rotations is like easier to calculate for an axe than it is. I'm
Yeah, but
saying
you
I've
don't have to
thrown
calculate
axes
for
and
a
I've
ninja
thrown
star.
ninja stars, and I think it's easier to
If
throw
you
axes.
think I'm calculating anything while I'm throwing an axe while I've had my 4th beer at this place, you got another thing coming. I'm throwing it
What?
as hard as I can. I don't care where
That's
it
why
goes.
Michelle's better. Probably a good reason why you
Well,
missed the bullseye.
that's why my
You were-
bullseyes are sick as fuck. It sounds like I'm banging a piece of wood. I'm cutting down a tree when I hit it.
Sounds like you're fucking wood while you're there.
Yeah,
What
I'm
kind of
fucking. I got
weird shit
fucking.
are you into?
I'm not gonna do axe throwing. It's you go to the place and you just smash fruit with a mallet.
Oh, the Gallagher experience.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And then
Don't
the
they have
waiter
those
comes up and
rooms?
tells you corny jokes.
They have things like that. Like you can go into a room and just beat up like a
Yeah.
Person,
hunk
like a
of.
human.
Yeah, it's called the Goodfellas experience.
Here's Todd. He'll be your victim today. And here's a bat.
It's just like an escape room. It's the same, and you get like a "we succeeded" poster. You take a picture with at the end if the guy gets
Yeah.
really hurt.
Well, it's a reverse escape room. Like Todd has to try and escape, and you got to
Yeah,
prevent
he gets
him from
out, though.
escaping.
World's
Yeah.
most dangerous game. Very exciting.
He would win. He's fighting for his life.
He'd have to
Or you
get that
both are.
bat. He'd have to get that bat. I'll tell you what.
No, I think he's got a better mindset than you. I think he's coming out victorious.
I don't know who signs up for that job. Like they're a temp agency, maybe.
That is.
Listen, I got a great role.
I think you just
for
take like all the people convicted of murder and sentenced to death, and they're like, hey,
Okay.
you could, well, not death, life in prison. Like, hey, you could either spend the rest of your life in prison, or you could do this, and then you do it for a certain amount of time, and then you get your freedom, but you're exiled to this island where like you live on that island with the rest of the people that won that game.
This is an
Australia.
awful business plan, Nick.
This is how
I
they
hope
came
you
out with
don't.
Australia.
I
I'm
hope
pretty
you
sure.
don't enact on this.
Yeah, it's a lot like Australia, except it's a way for me to get my business where you beat the shit out of somebody in a room for $20 an
Biggest
hour.
liability.
It's just a small place. It's just right next to dojo. It's like the same.
It's the third door on the right when you enter dojo.
Uh-huh.
I think that's got legs. I don't think you could do it at a mall per se, but I think
Pending.
you could do it. Yeah,
Never
patent
say
pending.
never.
It's an underground thing.
We do it on above ground.
We do it in like a park.
Escape this park.
Yeah, we do it. We're like recess at an elementary school.
Where did this conversation start? Didn't we start
Not-
talking about if you had a talent that you
The
never knew you
dojo.
had, and we wound up
Yeah.
talking about beating up Todd in a park?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe his talent is getting free. Who knows?
That's a rabbit hole.
He hasn't tried it yet. Did you see this thing about Larsa Pippen and Bronny James?
I don't believe that. Is it real?
Well, Bronny James, who is LeBron James' son, is claiming that he slid in Larsa Pippen, who is Scottie Pippen's wife, DMs. And then it got to the point where I think LeBron tweeted about it, or they made a statement. Bronny's parents.
Press conference.
How old is Bronny now?
He's got to be 17.
Ah, perfect for Larsa.
Somewhere around there.
That's perfect age for her.
What did Scottie do? What did Scottie Pippen do to deserve all of this?
Too nice of a
Scottie
guy.
doesn't know.
He's just
Didn't tip enough.
Very underrated his whole career. Second fiddle. Guy never gets enough respect.
Didn't get paid enough.
Now his wife's a big whore online. It's just
and offline.
And offline. Like the guy you never hear from him. He just wants to hang out and be Scottie Pippen and just be chilling in the South with a deep booming voice. And Larsa keeps blowing up his spot and being a big hooer online. And I feel bad for Scottie. Is my whole point.
I think I said it the last time we talked about it. I feel worse for his son.
Yeah.
He's going to have to play in the league soon if he's good. Again, if he's good enough to do it. I don't know how good he is. But it's still tough. I mean, he's on Twitter liking random people saying, I feel bad for Scottie Pippen Jr., and he's liking it. It's just God. I mean, he's just, yeah, I mean, it sucks seeing that something like this happen. And Bronny's like his age. That's even worse. This is the worst part about it. If this is real.
They're going to end up with like a big rivalry once they get to the NBA.
Good, I hope. And she's going to be courtside every time.
Like, why do these guys hate each other so much? Well, Bronny fucked his mom.
So Delonte, LeBron already knows this feeling with Delonte in the past. I mean, he might not be he might not feel the same way, but he still has something like that in his past.
Larsa just shows up with one of those half jerseys where it's half Bronny, half Scottie Jr.
Those are my boys.
There's so many other people that you could just be frolicking with online. Like just pick a different sport. Why has it got to be the same sport?
That's where the money is. She succeeded in that league. She has succeeded in that league.
Get a winning track record.
What's not to say she can have more success?
Like try baseball or football. Just pick a different sport where your husband and son are not involved in.
Who would she be going out with in baseball?
Mike Trout.
No, he's married. Tatis.
Yeah, he's young.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And a star, budding star.
I'm trying to think of a ridiculous baseball player. What's some 40-year-old reliever? Somebody please come up with one.
Rich Hill. Yeah. They have to take breaks from doing stuff because he keeps getting blisters on his hand.
Oh shit!
Just all up in Gary Sanchez's DMs.
Dude, have you seen?
He can't even hit.
Have you seen pictures of him recently? He's gotten thick as fuck. He's a big boy.
He sucks at baseball. He's so bad.
He's got a pot belly.
He strikes out every single time. He hits 200 and he can't play catcher.
Yeah, and not good.
So now he's just gonna eat. He made some money, I think.
Yeah, I think he's kind of done being like a starter in New York.
He never got a big contract though.
Never really deserved. He had one good year, and then he's kind of been all right.
He just hasn't been all right. He's been bad. Let's see. Oh my God, with all these ads.
What is it? Baseball Reference?
Nah, what's that called? Sport Track? Just give me the total.
He doesn't make enough. They're like, he don't make nothing.
Like this broke fuck. Okay, so $3 million signing bonus in 2009. 500,000 in 2015, 2016. Okay, so we're up to 4 million. 5'1", 5'8".
That really isn't that much for baseball, to be honest.
He made about $10 million. Well, you don't make any money off your first. You make your money off your next contract.
Right.
So counting last year, I think he's probably around like 10 or 11 million. And then he's under contract. So he's still under contract this year, and then he's got 2 years of, or no, he's got his third arbitration year next year. So you'll probably make like $20 million. Just go chill. Just get fat.
You don't need to tell him twice.
He's doing it all on his own. He's like Pablo Sandoval, but with less of a track record.
Like Pablo Escobar.
Could you imagine being a professional athlete and then getting so fat that you break your belt during an at bat? Like, have some pride, man. Didn't he win a World Series MVP? Then he got the bag from the Red Sox and he's just like, punt, fuck it. You got more chicken parm? This shit is delicious and I am rich. Third base? No, thank you. Hard pass.
Thick ass boy. Legitimately a panda. That's how big he is.
He's just like, he's polar. They got to change him to polar bear. Polar Sandoval. He's just a big, big fat fuck.
That being said, I'm excited to see what he can do next year if he's on a team. Hopefully the Giants pick him up again.
Is he? Yeah, let's see. Pablo Sandoval. So if you were going to, like, how much money do you have to make being a professional athlete before you just give up?
50 million. If I have like talent, it's got to be like 50 million. Like you got to at least show up like for 2 years to get that number, I feel. That's all you need.
Are you talking about to live comfortably or to live a professional?
You're just like, okay, lifestyle? I just signed this contract to where I will have made this much money. I'm done trying. Because you see it happen all the time. I just want to be a backup quarterback.
Yeah. We always get back to backup quarterback. Eventually, this conversation leads to backup quarterback.
It's the best job. Chase Daniel made $40 million so far. I think he's maybe thrown 100 passes.
Would you rather be a backup quarterback or be working on set on a Tom Cruise movie?
Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah. I think
that one's pretty easy.
Yeah.
No.
Top Gun's pretty fucking sick, to be honest. Seeing Tommy fly that freaking that fighter jet gets me rolling.
Up on the credits.
You're just yelling because I'm taller than you. Stop it. You won. You're rich.
Just you gotta talk to him, like bend over and hold your hips. What'd you say, little man? Like get down to his level. Yeah, you're angry, aren't you, bud?
Couldn't hear you all the way down there. What? Just pat him on the head. I don't like that. I'll just be a backup quarterback. You get in the game like a couple times, and even
then you just get hurt after the first series. They put the third guy in, and then you're done. Nobody gets mad at you.
Third guy is a wild card position because you're not. I can't imagine you're making as much as the backup, but it's relatively the same. Like you're getting in about as much. I would imagine. A lot of people don't even carry a third quarterback. They're like, oh, we'll just let Mohamed Sanu play quarterback if backup gets hurt. It's fine. All that to say, I want to be bullpen catcher. Bullpen catcher.
That's the hierarchy.
Give me $100,000 a year.
They seem like they might get sore though. Like you gotta catch
that wouldn't be fun.
Bullpen session sometimes. You don't get paid as much as a backup.
I mean, what do you do though? You just hang out with the boys in the bullpen and then you catch like a little bit. Not that much.
A lot of it.
I guess.
But like,
you gotta warm up every pitcher that goes in. You're probably getting more work than the actual catcher.
That's false.
That is false.
All right, I want to be starting catcher.
Yeah, that's way less
Give me
work.
money. Yeah, give me starting catcher money.
I would like it if you cut to the bullpen and there's just pass ball every time this guy's trying to warm up. He's like, oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
Yeah, just make it a promotion. Like, okay,
Yes,
you
like
got to
you're
send in you
sidestepping
got to
it. Like it's really fast. I'm gonna.
be like, no, thank you. Did you see that? That was coming in hard. You got to send in a tape of you like being able to catch a little bit, but you do a promotion where you just let a fan warm up some pitchers during a game, just a little bit. You just do like the hard toss.
I'm out. I just give me on a Tom Cruise set. Like, the worst that's gonna happen is the little guy's gonna yell at me. I've had littler guys yell at me. It's fine.
That's your claim to fame. That's
You think Tom Cruise is short and loud? You should see some of the people that I've had yell at me. It's sick, dude.
so strange.
Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, that guy's probably not making good money, the person who got yelled at. But like if you want to pay me a decent salary to just stand there and get yelled at just so like people can blow off steam on set, I'll do that. That's funny to
You're
me.
that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hug
Yeah,
it.
I don't care. Yell, that's fine. I don't give a shit. I'll keep a straight face.
And then you go cry in the
Let
bathroom later.
you feel like you're hurting my feelings. And then I'll just hang out. That's fine. I'll be that guy. All right, so I wanted to do a top 5 since it's the last podcast of the year. Top 5 things of 2020, and then I was reminded by my wonderful co-hosts that there may not be 15 good things total that happened this whole year. To which I said that's fair. So it's technically a top 5 because that's what the segment's called. But it could just be 5 things that happened in 2020 that were noteworthy. So it can be positive or negative. But I'm going to try and stay positive on my end. So who wants to go first?
Pick a number.
How general can we be?
It
General.
has to be a
What are
thing that
the
happened
rules here?
between January 1st, 2020 and right now.
It could be anything
It
that
just has to
happened in
be
your life.
has
Or
to be a
in
thing that happened to
So
you.
hypothetically, if I went first and I
current
said,
events.
let's go COVID, and then that's my number one.
You could do it.
Yeah, I think you just went first and you picked COVID.
So I don't know if you guys heard about this novel coronavirus that happened this year, 2020. But it affected pretty much everything and everyone, and that's my number one.
Okay. Well, I
I
can't
mean, that's quite a
disagree.
way to start a top
I
5.
asked the question, and you gave me an answer that said any time in the year, so that's what I'm going with.
All right, can I go 2 then?
Sure.
Okay, the second selection, since Devin didn't want to pick this, I'm gonna steal this from him. The best or one of the best things that happened 2020 was Devin getting married. So I'm picking Devin getting married for 2020.
It was on the list. It was somewhere on the list.
2020 stories number 2, Devin
Wait,
getting married. So I hope Seuss
you're doing
doesn't watch this, listen to this episode, and
you're doing a negative too? You're doing a negative. You're going.
I'm going your wedding, so you can't pick it if you weren't even going to. I don't
That was
think
good. That was a good time.
it was fun.
Great.
So
What
like
a
one of the
great
last
pick.
time I traveled, like on a
Mhm.
plane.
That was a real value pick at number 2 is taking Devin's wedding from him. I like that.
I don't want him to have it.
I'm a fan.
I'm going to go with something that was kind of like one of the first things that brought anybody joy after the quarantine started. I'm going to go with The Last Dance.
Oh, that's a good
So
one.
that was big. We didn't have sports yet at that time, and that kind of filled that void, and it gave everybody something to be watching at the same exact time on a Sunday night, and that was exciting. And it took multiple weeks, so I like The Last Dance. We're doing Snake, yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you're gonna be next. That's a good pick. Enjoyed it. I
that's
haven't
good.
rewatched it yet. I kind of want to make that a thing soon because I know unless the Bears obviously make the playoffs, there's going to be some time maybe in January to do that. But we'll talk about that later.
Kind of piggybacking off of that, this is similar in that it was television related, but I'm going to go with Tiger King.
No,
when
out.
that came
I'm not
out
on that. So
hey,
out.
it's good or bad. It
I
swept
like
the
it. I
nation.
like the pick.
You're over it now because it got beat to death, but when it happened, it was the greatest thing out there.
Yeah.
And it was a thing in 2020. Suck on that, Steve.
I guess, but fucking Carol Baskins, everyone's celebrating this person that literally murdered her husband. Like, the fuck? It's weird as
I
shit.
don't think anybody's still celebrating her. She was on Dancing with the Stars, though.
People are.
Immediately voted off, but not before the family of her ex-husband paid for a commercial during the airing of the show, basically saying that she did kill her husband. So, Steve, you're up.
My number 2 pick would have to be Nate Robinson getting knocked out. That's definitely one of the best. That was one of the days. Twitter hasn't had a good laugh Twitter day in a while. That was one of those ones that I think everyone needed. Everyone needed to watch a man who's never boxed in his life go out there and just get the shit knocked out of him. We just needed it for a comedic standpoint. Just seeing reactions of people. You would assume a man died. You literally thought it was Apollo Creed and Rocky IV by the way people reacted to this. So I'll make that my number 2 pick.
Yeah, that similar to The Last Dance was something where there's a lot of negativity going on at the moment, and the people just needed something to unify them. And seeing somebody get knocked the fuck out, legs splayed about
Made me
on the
cry.
mat, it was real. A real patriotic moment. Really brought us together. So I like that pick.
I
Devin?
thought I was going to enjoy this top 5, but now that I see the top 5 that I'm picking versus what you guys are picking, I feel like my stuff is too dark, and I don't know if I want to bring it up anymore. I might
Yeah.
need to pivot. I
If
might
you're
have
gonna
to pivot.
start talking about people dying, this is gonna be rough.
It was on there. I mean, that like some of it was on there. I was going to
Your
say
number
like,
2, you got 2 picks, by the way.
okay, so I'll just do one of them then, because there was a lot. We could do it in memoriam for all the people who passed in 2020. That was kind of crazy, but I think my number 2 would be the Kobe, the plane crash. Like
Helicopter.
that was insane. That was something that I think affected a lot of people. It was a big news story, especially early in the year. That like I know when we landed for the wedding, it was on all the news things, and we just had to keep watching it. It's like, is this real kind of moment? Like, you didn't believe it.
Yeah, that was when you're in the point where the plane is about to land and you just start to get service. The first
Yeah,
text that I saw was a group chat saying, "Oh my God, Kobe." And I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" And then I looked on Twitter and, like you said, just couldn't like believe that was real.
yeah.
Coming up
So
on a year anniversary, which is wild. It's been a year.
Yeah.
it feels longer. I don't know why. Like, I don't know if everything feels like it went by really fast. Because, I mean, you didn't really get to do a lot, or if just everything like pre-COVID seems really far away.
Everything in 2020 seems like a long time ago and also not that long ago at the same
Very
time.
strange.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't get why that is.
so that's my number 2 pick for big events that happened in 2020. I'm gonna go number 3, and this was a quick one. This was a blip on the radar, but it had a lot of people terrified. I'm talking about murder hornets.
No.
Do you remember how quick that story popped up and how much buzz it got? Pun intended.
Well, that
And then quickly was gone. Like nobody heard anything else about murder hornets. Like that was supposed to be a big thing. That was a story that was everywhere.
that was one of those things though where like the media came out with it, and then everybody's reaction was like, "Oh, get the fuck out of here with another negative thing." Like, I don't even care about murder hornets.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about
I
murder
think they're
hornets.
still murdering to this day, though. So
Murder.
I think you might have to start talking about it soon. I don't know.
But that maybe
I
not
don't
that
know.
big a news story, but I just to remember way back when they tried to push murder hornets and nobody was having it.
It's because the
Was a
murder
fun
hornets
news
are
story.
pussy, and nobody had
Yeah.
time for that. They're like, I want to go to restaurants. I don't care about murder hornets.
Right.
You know who doesn't think of this? Bee colonies around the world. They are terrified.
Oh,
They have to come up with plans to kill these hornets.
okay. I'm not bees, so I don't care.
Well, if you were one, you might be a little more worried than you are now. I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
So that's my number 3. Murder hornet at number 3.
Man, your list is shaping, is coming into form.
This was the year. You guys want to do all the nice things. This is also what happened.
Steve?
Yeah, true. Your wedding was nice. It was a nice thing. It was a nice thing. Oh. My number 3. Now I'm getting into like a little brain fart here. I'll pick the White Sox making the playoffs. It has happened in like 12 years, so even though they like it was a blip, at least you can say that they made it. Fuck it.
All right. They played a few games in the playoffs.
Phew, they won one. It's all right.
All right. Pretty good. My number 3 is that probably the biggest story out of all of these. We started a podcast.
Oh, that should probably be number 1.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a steal right there. It's a great show. Got great hosts. Yeah, it was a good year for starting it.
Yeah. We did it. Good job. Pat on the back, us. And my number 4 is kind of piggybacking off of that. Doesn't really have to do with anybody else, but it's about me. I ran a beer mile, and I set a world record for eating food.
World record.
That's 2 picks right there.
No, that's
I
one
think that's
accomplishment.
1. I think that's 1.
You set a beer mile record and you ate garlic bread. That's 2 things.
I didn't set a beer mile record.
You set a garlic bread eating record
You're goddamn right.
for specifically 16 pieces. It was a 16 piece record.
Listen, as soon as somebody wants to challenge it, it's open. They can go ahead and do that.
All right, is it my pick?
Yeah.
All right, what is this? The 3rd pick for me, or no, 4th pick?
This is 4.
The 4th pick is the Gulag being opened up for everybody. It's a
Life-changing.
year it was a life changing year for the Gulag. Call of Duty Warzone, first year of this being a full map PVE type of style for that gaming series, and it doesn't disappoint. Haven't been on there for a little bit, but those opening months of COVID, that game saved a lot of brain cells. I'll say, kept us all sane. Devin, don't you think about that itch about us just not being able to win first time for like the month and a half? Just
That was longer than a month or a month and a half. That was at least like 2-3 months, and then we got that one.
God, it's
I'll
like
never forget it.
that is a highlight of the year right there. Us getting that first dub on the Gulag. Could I change it to that specifically? Not just the Gulag. Us getting our first dub on the Gulag in the Gulag.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, I'll allow it.
Thank you. Us getting our first dub in the Gulag.
Okay,
Okay.
now I don't want to do the rest of my list, so I'm going to pivot for 4 and 5. 4 and 5 have to be pivot moves.
All right. Well, if you weren't going to pivot, just out of curiosity, what were going to be your 4 and 5?
We don't have to do. We don't have.
I mean,
to
we're just playing around. We're just guys being dudes. Like, if you were to
No,
say what 4
I'm
and
not.
5 were,
I'm not falling into the trap. I'm gonna say for 4.
or like if you were to fall in the trap,
I can see the leaves over the hole in the ground. I can see the spike sticking up there. I'm gonna sidestep the quicksand. My number 4 is going to be stimmy checks.
Oh yeah,
The $1,200
stimmies were good.
stimmies were good. Give me some money. I know I got hazard pay for a while, which was really nice. But for my number 4, I'm going stimmy checks. I use that to buy this laptop, which I do the podcast from, which is a lot better than the shitty one I got when I first started college. So
Those stimmies were just
if
hitting
only I would have
different.
held out for a Surface, for a Microsoft Surface Pro, I probably
Damn. Just missed.
feel like I missed a good deal there.
Hey, we are getting a second stimmy, I think. So
Yeah, it's like 10
Yeah.
cents.
Yeah, it's gonna
There
be
you go.
it's gonna be really small.
the coupon for free nuggets at Chick-fil-A.
Everybody in Washington's shaking hands right now, guys. We did it.
We got him.
We
We did
fucking
it.
did it. We saved the country. In 5, I know this is kind of a general one too. That's why I was asking, but I know for a long time in 2020 we didn't have any sports at all. So let's say like the return of sports and being able to play the playoffs for baseball and basketball and hockey, getting a full NFL season, which I don't think anybody thought we'd be able to do.
It's wild. It is
It's
wild.
different. Something you won't forget, like watching those games and how they had to get through everything. But I'll go the return of sports.
It's truly
Yeah, it was a
wild.
good feeling when those sports first came back.
Yes, I'm sure ESPN was like very thankful that they could finally talk about sports again instead of whatever they did for those 2-3 months.
Nobody knows. Nobody turned it on. It was
Can't
crazy.
remember. It's all a blur.
Yeah. All right, Steve.
My last pick. It's gonna be Marquee Network. It's the first year of the Marquee Network. It was a
You
huge.
son of a bitch.
It was a
You
huge
son of a
success.
bitch.
It was a very huge
You
success.
You knew it.
You knew that every Cubs fan was like, you know what? We love our personalities. Dress them up though. I don't like polos. We need suit. What do you got against Marquee Network? Huh? You're not gonna be booing in a year. I'll tell you what, Chris Myers, you won't be booing him in a year.
You son of a bitch. Cancel the top 5.
You want to restart? We're gonna do a redraft.
My number 5, kind of the opposite of your number 5, Devin. And this was kind of a big day on Twitter. Kind of everything that started the whole sports shutdown, and that was Rudy Gobert, and the day that the NBA games got canceled, where he was just like coughing on people and like rubbing his face on the microphones and shit. And then he got COVID, and everybody got COVID, and then they canceled the Thunder game like halfway through.
What a fucking jerk off, right? I still, to this day, I don't care how much. He didn't know. He's still a fucking asshole for doing that. Like, goddamn.
And then he ends up coming back and he signs a contract for $205 million.
He just
Fair.
like airballed
Like-
the dunk today or something. He did something wild shit, and I don't know how
Yeah.
he got that fucking deal, but I guess Utah's desperate. They got money to
Hey,
spend.
he plays really good defense within 3 feet of the basket. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just a great day on Twitter. And everybody is like, holy shit, they're actually canceling it, which was not good. But the subsequent jokes and everything else that happened from that was a top day on Twitter this year. So that's top 5.
2020, top 5.
I thought we did a good job.
Honorable mention, and I guess could be a transition to the next topic. Bears might make the playoffs.
Yeah, I wanted to say it.
Don't get your hopes up.
I want to say it, but I
Don't
guess
get your
they'd
hopes
be
up.
playing in 2021, so that'd be a thing I'd say for next year when the Bears win the Super Bowl.
This is what's gonna happen.
Let's
The
fuck
Cardinals
up.
are gonna
I don't
beat the
wanna hear it.
Rams. And Packers are going to play their full team because
why are you the negative
won.
now? Why are you negative like this? I'm supposed to be this guy.
I could just see it happening. I could see Arizona beating the Rams, and I can see the Packers once again beating the shit out of the Bears.
When I'm this negative, you have to poo-poo on me. But when you're negative, it's all right. But everyone thinks I'm
the
a
offense
jerk.
looks good. The offense looks good. I'll give you that. I mean, they still have to tell Mitch who to throw to every play, but
I just don't think that's true. I don't know why you think that.
They gave him one play that game where he could throw it wherever he wanted to, and he scrambled in the backfield and threw it right into a group of Jags. So
hey,
what? Every single game, there's one play that he makes that is completely inexcusable.
Get over
it. That was one of the worst plays I've seen all season. Like, okay, you scramble, you get out, you get away from the pressure, you get back outside, and you see that there's, 9 people in the corner of the end zone. Just throw it away.
Still throw it. Yeah.
Team won by like 25. We're talking about that. The team just won. They put up 41. We're talking about the fucking interception. Like
you don't think that could rear its ugly head in a game that's not a 25-point game against a fucking Jags team that's won one game this season?
Or a game where they put 8 guys in the box where you can't run the football or roll out?
I don't know how you guys can be so
negative.
Played
good. He had a good game, but
you're negative. You're wrong about Mitch. You're negative because you're wrong about Mitch. That's why you're negative.
I'm the one.
No, I'm not directing this to you, Nick. I'm not directing. You know exactly who I'm directing this to, Mr.
I'm not wrong about him.
Nancy Devin. He's very wrong. You're very wrong.
They scheme the offense really good to hide the things that he can't do, and even to tell people on the TV were like, he can't drop back and read progressions. He has to roll out or run the football.
But that's fine. No one talks shit about Lamar Jackson for doing that.
Yes, they do, and they're probably gonna miss the playoffs because he can't do it.
They're in the playoffs right now.
They're gonna make the playoffs.
Well, because the Browns lost to the Jets.
Yeah,
dude,
that's tough.
We'll talk about that, but
that's his flaw. That's why he isn't considered a good quarterback because he can't do progressions. Like he makes very bad decisions still. Decisions where you're like,
what?
Why the fuck would you do that?
He passed over 300 yards today. How many bad decisions did he make? 1, 2?
He was playing Jacksonville.
It doesn't matter. They're a professional football team. We've had this discussion.
All I'm saying is just clean up those mistakes. And those are mistakes that a veteran starting quarterback doesn't make. And he's been on the field as a starting quarterback long enough to where he should already know that. So you just got to throw that ball away.
Whether you like it or not, he's coming back next year, regardless of what happens.
I just hope they franchise him and then let it be done.
Would you rather have them franchise him or AR? I would rather have them. I don't know what I'd rather have them do at this point.
Sign AR, franchise Mitch.
Yeah, that's how. I don't know where the cap because the cap's going to be less, and we have a lot of money tied up in the defense.
Too much money, I would.
Yeah, a defense which does not get pressure on the quarterback.
Why don't we talk about that? I mean, if we're gonna poo-poo on anybody.
Robert Quinn got paid a lot of money to be ass. Robert Quinn sucks. He's not good. The defensive line doesn't get pressure by themselves, which I mean, you've got guys. Those guys should be winning one-on-one matchups, and if you double one of them, the other person should be one-on-one and win the matchup. Pagano doesn't bring pressure.
He better be gone.
The quarterback just does whatever he wants back there, and then you're throwing against the cover 2, so you just find the hole in the zone, and you just keep it moving until you get to the red zone, and then they just hope that since the zones are smaller, you kick a field goal. But sometimes it doesn't happen.
I don't know what's going to happen against Green Bay. I'm not really confident they're going to win, but I don't want to say they're going to get blown out like last game. I hope.
Well, let me ask you a question. Happen. Would you rather see the Bears play their first string or second string?
You mean the Packer? Oh, I'd rather see them play Aaron Rodgers because I need to know where they're at. I'd rather know where they're at.
Would you rather have them lose the Packers and not go to the playoffs?
Yeah,
their first string, or
I'm not even joking. It's a weird concept, to think that way. But I'm I mean, this team's got nothing to lose at this point. Like I was already counting them out about a month ago, so it's like I'd rather see where they're at in terms of the best competition in their conference rather than their backup and them just kind of going into the playoffs not knowing how really good they are. I'd rather see them play well, and even though that's a risk, obviously they might get blown out. Who knows? They might. I mean, there's some points to be made that the defense was pretty bad for the first half, and then they kind of just it was a mixture of them being good and like that team
Getting
kind of
lucky.
wanting to lose that game. But
Yeah.
uh, it's it's tough. I need to see where they're at against a good team. They've played a lot of dump teams the past 3 weeks.
That's true.
Does that make sense for how weird
Yeah, it
that
does.
sounds?
That's why like don't get too hopeful about
I'm
this
not,
team.
but they control their destiny, and I know that the Rams didn't look that good this week, so it shouldn't be like oh they should easily beat their Cardinals. I don't know why people are talking like that, but I still think the Rams are going to show up. And
Did the Rams not clinch a playoff berth? Like, why aren't they in it?
no, they're not.
No,
How can
because
they miss it?
they're 9-6.
'Cause-
So if
Right.
there's a scenario where the Bears and the Cardinals go to the playoffs and the Rams don't,
yeah.
But the
so
Rams
I
beat
don't.
the Bears head to head, right?
Well, if the Bears and the Cardinals both win, they both make the playoffs. I'm pretty sure,
Yeah,
and the Rams are out, which is
But I don't see a
fucking
way that the Rams
wild.
could not make it.
I don't know.
I don't.
You know what I
I
mean?
listened to what they said on the TV broadcast. I'll be honest. Most playoff scenarios involving more than two teams go completely over my head.
Hey, I don't get it either.
I mean, best case
A lot of moving
scenario,
parts.
Arizona wins, or one case scenario, Arizona wins, and then everybody's at 9-7,
Yeah. Well, I guess.
and the Bears lost to the Rams, so the Rams and the Cardinals would be in,
Well,
right?
no, but the Bears are automatic. Like the Bears win, they're in.
Yeah, if the Bears win, they're taking one of those wild card spots.
If they lose and the Cardinals win, sorry,
Yeah.
my scenario was wrong.
I don't know. All
Uh,
I know is that I think like everybody, yeah, the Rams didn't look great, but I mean the Seahawks are good and they were at home. And the Cardinals are not playing well the past 4 or 5 weeks either. So it's not like a slam dunk that the Rams will win, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
yeah. I
That
mean,
one's
And
tough.
it'll be
I
in
just
L-
wouldn't put
and it'll
all
be
your
in
eggs
LA.
into that basket.
Well, I need my eggs in that basket because I'm not super confident that they're going to beat the Packers because the Packers are probably going to be trying and playing all their starters
I
because
think
they're going to want to lock up that 1 seed
I
and they
think so
can't
too.
clinch it by winning this week because the Seahawks could still get it.
that's why this shit's so. I low key hate the one home field bye. Like I hate that shit. But
Well,
again,
you hate it because it negatively impacts your team, but
yeah,
the fact that more teams are trying
exactly.
at the end of the
Yeah,
season is a good thing.
Like there's
better.
the Bears wouldn't even be. I don't think they'd really. Actually, would they still be? Yeah, they would be in this discussion even if there was 6 teams. Because if all that stuff, no, they wouldn't.
No, they'd be out
They'd be out
because
by
the
now. The
Bucks
Rams.
already locked up one, and the
Yeah,
Rams would have the other one. Crazy year where you go
Uh,
5-1, lose 6 games, and then now you almost make the playoffs. Like
yeah.
now you're right in.
In regardless of what happens, I think that this little stretch of wins really have solidified Nagy and Pace coming back again for
yep, they'll be back.
at least one
Yeah,
year, 2 years
everybody will be back
maybe.
next year.
I don't think Pagano's coming back, depending on how they play against Green Bay. To be
I hope
honest,
not.
because yeah, I don't know. This defense doesn't seem really into it anymore. I don't know why. And Roquan looked great today. That's not even to say that there's some guys that
Except,
look
does he
bad.
not know how to hold on to the ball once he has it? Like I saw him twice intercept it and then wall falling
It,
to the ground, just
it,
drop the football.
it's like he was
Hey,
trying
there's
to
a
like
reason he plays on
dribble it.
defense.
Yeah, I think it's just his hands are just ginormous.
The
So
first one
it's like
he
a little.
dropped it and then tried to pat himself on the back. It looked like while he was falling to the ground, like he almost tore his shoulder just falling
It looked
down.
like he got knocked unconscious. Like he
Yeah,
looked injured.
that one looked
Yeah,
bad. That one. There's some nasty hits, Jacksonville. They were playing dirty.
I wouldn't blame that one on him, but the second one, yeah, he just kind of like while he was going to the ground, just kind of let the ball go.
yeah.
which is ill-advised, I'd say.
Weird.
Very.
Yeah.
How does I mean, do the Bears send pressure against Aaron Rodgers next
Yes.
weekend? They
Yes.
better.
The last time they did good against the Packers was Khalil Mack's first game, and in that first half, Mack just destroyed him. That's the only way to beat him is to get pressure on him.
And the game before that they did well, Shea McClellan snapped his collarbone.
Maybe we should get Shea back for one game.
Sign him.
Sign him up.
I will say one more thing, I guess, about it. David Montgomery's sick. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's really
amazing.
good at football.
Amazing what happens when you let him carry the football and be the number one running back.
I hope they don't run a tight end sweep at the 1 yard line next week if there's an opportunity for it.
Oh God. I forgot about that. That was probably the worst play call I think I've seen all season.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst thing that happened in 2020. That tight end jet sweep.
Yeah, slot it down. Yeah, that's number one. COVID's now number two.
That's why there's the rumor mill that Nagy was coaching first half. Shit like that. That's such a Matt Nagy play. So all right, let's
because
get freaky with it now. We're on a little run here.
They seem to get their shit together the second half, but that first half was not great.
No, not great.
They almost went into the half 10-10.
That would have been bad. I mean, part of that was the play calling. Part of that was the bad pick by Mitch. At the end of the day, Mike Glennon's on the other side, so there's a reason why it ended up being a 25, 26 point game.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty good though.
Pretty bad. Speaking of bad, some of these games, Friday, Saturday, not good.
Oh, there was one game good on Saturday. We should talk about it because.
All right. Well, first we'll do Friday, Vikings Saints.
Didn't watch. That shit stunk. I was watching basketball, and those games stunk too. I wasn't really watching sports. There was no good sports on Christmas, so
it was bad sports.
Kamara was incredible, obviously, and just imagine being in the fantasy championship and that happens. You're like, well, fuck me, and that happens against you. I mean,
or that happens for you, and then you still end up losing.
That would be even funnier. I want to see if that happens.
Somebody's probably done it. Bucks Lions 47-7. Tom Brady 4 touchdowns in the first half. Didn't even play the second half. Stafford was out for the Lions. Nobody on the Lions wanted to be there. I didn't want to watch it, so I didn't. Cardinals lost to the Niners. Beat Hard Nation. We were rooting.
CJ.
And
once Kittle signs the Bears next year, it's gonna be fucking lit.
Yeah, he seems like he really is a big Bears fan. It's pretty strange.
He looks very dirt bike, Monster Energy drink methy. Like he looks like he could really adopt that lifestyle if he wasn't a top tight end in the NFL.
I'd agree.
Which I respect that.
I think he's the best, right? Would you put him ahead of Kelsey?
It's close, man.
So. I think Travis Kelce is pretty sick.
But Kelsey's on a good team with a good quarterback.
Still, we talked about this. He's like the leading of that team in receiving.
Yeah, I mean,
Kittle's doing more with
Kittle's a better blocker, and he's about as good of a receiver. So, I mean, it's close.
Kittle's also been injured all the year, so this isn't.
He has been injured all the year.
True.
So, last game from Saturday, Dolphins Raiders.
Dolphins.
That was crazy.
It's magic.
Yeah, is it just like okay, 2 is the opener, and then we'll let Fitzmagic close this thing out? Like as soon as we need somebody to win the game, we take out Tua?
Well, I mean, to be honest, Tua wasn't looking so great some of the time. I mean, there was some points he looked like a rookie, and they're in a playoff hunt right now. I don't know. That's a weird scenario. Like, what happens in the playoffs with this? Like, is it gonna be like if Tua doesn't look good the first quarter and a half,
you're trying to win?
Yeah, like what's his leash look like at this point? Because they're already setting out a precedent that he's got a leash, and if he doesn't perform at a certain level, they're gonna take him out for someone that's probably, I'd argue, the best backup in the NFL right now. Fitzmagic.
Probably the best backup in NFL history.
Oh, whoa. It's We should do that.
Talk about cash and checks.
I think we should do a top 5 backup quarterbacks, best backup quarterbacks list. I think that would be pretty. That'd be a pretty fun one. Just side tap.
We could do that. But yeah, like you said, if you're having the short leash for the rookie is tough because that puts like added pressure. Like, oh, I got to go out there and make a play on every play, and then you're kind of overthinking it, and then you suck.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I'm trying to win a fucking playoff game. Like if you can't get it done, you got to go. You got to sit down.
And I think a guy like Tua can understand that, especially knowing like he should know too. Like Fitzpatrick was playing good when he took over the starting role. Like it wasn't like he was playing god awful, and then it's like, well, we have to start this guy. Like Fitzpatrick put them in the beginning into the spot where Tua, started leading them in the second part of the season. And I mean, there's a lot more pressure now in December for football, and you can't really depend on a rookie every time for that type of pressure situation. So, I mean, that throw is incredible. That picture of him getting his neck comically stretched around his head 360 is pretty hilarious.
Just getting his head ripped off and then completes the pass.
That's got to be like an amazing feeling. Like you know that he's going to catch it because literally nobody's around him, and that's the worst defensive play call I've ever seen. Like a cover 2 when all they're trying to do is get into field goal range. Like, what are you fucking thinking right there?
Well, Raiders not known for their stout defense.
They're
clearly.
Really bad. They've just fucked themselves over all year, and now they're not going to the playoffs. After the end of October, that was my team.
Yep.
I thought at the end of October they were pretty much gonna lock it down. Then they've gotten worse and worse.
Yeah, I mean, John Gruden's not going anywhere, but he hasn't really instilled a lot of confidence in his ability the last, 4 or 5 weeks.
Quite honestly, he needs to go somewhere.
He's not going anywhere.
God, it's such bad moves by Mark Davis. He needs to sell that franchise, man.
Nope. Gotta give my buddy $100 million.
What are those
so he'll hang out with
guys? Maloof brothers. Give it to those motherfuckers.
Sure.
The Gabagool brothers.
Speaking of massive disappointments, the Browns-Jets. The Browns.
They were playing with like janitors
hot tub
receivers, though.
Hot tub tanked their whole season. All of their receivers, their whole receiving unit was out for the game. Also missing an offensive lineman or two. Still, you got to beat the Jets.
I would say that like some of those plays, like Baker looked awful, honestly, in some of those plays where it's not even like a receiver's fault. It's like he's holding the. Well, I guess they can't make separation or anything like that, but it's like I thought he was known for also being like kind of a playmaker too. You got to make things happen when you know.
The problem is scheme and game plan, because you as a coach know that all of your wide receivers are out. You got practice squad guys starting at wide receiver, and you got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and then you make Baker Mayfield go out there and throw the football 53 times.
This makes no sense.
What the fuck are you doing? Run the ball. It's the Jets. You'll win. It's fine. Nick Chubb had 11 carries, I think. It's good. It's probably what you want.
Can I give you an update real quick? The Packers are just kicking Tennessee's ass right now.
It's 12-0.
Yeah, well, Ryan Tannehill just threw an interception, so it's about to be
another.
Okay. They're like basically in the red zone. God,
fair.
I fucking hate this dude. I absolutely fucking hate how good this team is this year. Pissed me the fuck off.
So, Browns, they're 10-5.
They're not in the playoffs.
There's a chance they could be 10-6 and miss the playoffs. They got to play the Steelers.
I would
week
go
17.
Fucking nuts if that was a Browns fan that happened. Literally jump off of a roof, nuts if that happened.
It'd be amazing.
Because the Ravens are definitely going to beat the Bengals.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, so these Browns need to beat the Steelers. Absolutely need it.
It's possible.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers look like ass. Steelers
at the end
ended up winning.
For most of the day. Yeah, they won.
They looked good in the second half. They looked real good. They looked like they were back to their old ways.
The problem is they were playing the Colts, who were
Here
led
we
by
go.
Phillip Rivers, who is
Here we
cursed.
go. Yeah, well,
You understand?
You understand this?
yeah. I mean, it was a classic Rivers performance where he was really just doing nothing in the second half. He did enough in the first half and just was kind of just in neutral for the second half.
He's like, well, see ya. I'm done
And
here.
that conference is so much better than the NFC. What do they have? Like 9 teams that have at least 10 wins.
Yeah, so it's heavy competition this year. Like who's in the wild card that solidified a spot in the AFC? Is there any teams that have solidified a spot?
Nobody's got it locked up. It's just the division leaders.
So who's
Yeah,
all
wild cards
competing
are
for
still wide
wild
open.
card spots? It would
So it's
be
the
Baltimore.
Titans, the Dolphins, the Ravens, the Browns, the Colts.
Well, yeah,
Shit.
two of those are gonna, or one of those is gonna be a division winner between the Colts and Titans, right?
Yes.
So like, which,
Yeah.
So one,
But
actually,
they'll be
one of
tied at
those is a
10.
contender.
They'll be tied at 10 and 5. So I mean, who do they play each
Yeah.
other next week?
Let's see. Colts next week play the Jaguars,
Ugh.
Titans play the Titans.
and so that's a dub. And then Titans next week are going
Houston.
to play the Texans, so that's also a dub.
Everyone-
so they'll
They can
both be
probably both
11 and
make it,
5.
then.
Everyone's playing division opponents. I think last week.
Can you imagine if you go 11 and 5 and don't make the playoffs? I'd be
Dude, that
so
would.
pissed.
Oh man.
I mean, that could very easily happen for the Browns here.
God bless. God bless the
yeah, I
Bears
don't know.
situation.
With the Ravens, yeah, I don't know. It's a toss up. Ravens beat the Giants. Giants looked like shit. Ravens starting to come back into form. Running the ball very well. Bengals Texans. This was the game that like every now and then they would cut to, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot the Bengals are playing the Texans.
JJ Watt apparently just went
68 points scored.
JJ Watt apparently is mad at. Yeah, that's another guy. Why wouldn't he come to Chicago? His wife plays soccer in Chicago for the Chicago team. What if he wanted to come
That'd be
here?
cool.
He talks about how
Give her
much he
quits.
loves it.
Dusty ass. Yeah.
If he take a team friendly deal, I don't know how much gas he's got left in the tank. I'm not trying to pay big money for that.
2020 Jared Allen signing right there, baby. Let's go.
If you could have him play just like, I don't know, third downs.
You really like this defense, you know, their line is a big problem. They need interior line help. I think he's pretty good. I think it would help.
All right, settle down there. One thing of note, Brandon Allen threw for 371 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game.
Big Dick Allen. That's what I call him.
I think that's more about the Texans defense, but still props to Big Dick Allen.
Only person who beat him on the day was Dalton.
Falcons Chiefs. Chiefs were about to lose this game, and then the Falcons did some Falcon shit.
Yeah.
And then the Chiefs were about to lose the game, and then the Falcons missed the last second field goal to do some Falcon shit. So the Chiefs are advancing.
We worried about the Chiefs.
That's a weird team to me. I just don't understand them. Are they good?
Who? Chiefs?
Are they just barely good?
What?
No, they're good. They're fine.
Like the best team in that conference. They're best team in the NFL. What are you talking about?
Coasting. They're coasting, and they're going to be 15.
That might be what it is. Yeah.
They're fine.
Who's better than them?
Exactly.
But I feel like other teams could beat them. Like, I don't feel like they're unbeatable.
In the game of football, maybe. Possibly. Chargers Broncos. Chargers actually were in a 1-score game, and they won it. And they made a field goal at the end of the game. So, shout out to them.
Anthony Lynn fighting for a job, even though he does the dumbest shit in the world. He's fighting.
Dude. Oh, my God. So they're, I think, like the 12-yard line, and there's, I don't know, 45 seconds left. And no, there's like a minute 20. And you're going to run the ball to bleed some clock and then kick the field goal. So what does he do? 5 wide receivers, empty backfield, and tries to throw the ball and takes like an 8-yard loss on a sack. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? Run the ball. You're the Chargers. You can run the ball well, even if they know it's coming. Worst case scenario, you might lose 1 or 2. why are you even attempting a pass?
Those are the signs that tell me that they're trying to lose too. Like doing shit like that, it's trying to be like,
You're already in field goal range. You're at like the 12-yard line.
It's any way to try to mess up with this kicker. Maybe make it a little longer. Who knows?
Dude, they're 6-9 now. They play the Chiefs, so they're gonna be 6-10. They gotta fire Anthony Lynn, right? They gotta.
They're gonna extend him, so I don't know why you keep talking about firing him.
God. He's an idiot.
You know what? I've never seen a guy make so many mistakes in a season like this, and I need to continue to watch it because it's very fun.
Well, you only got one game left because hopefully he's getting fired. Because I think they got something there. They've got a lot of talent on the team on both sides, and you can't give the keys to that vehicle to such an idiot. He's an imbecile. I need him gone. Panthers football team.
Finally, we're talking about the beautiful NFC East. Great performance all around tonight.
Nobody wants to win this division. The Panthers are bad, and the football team was down 20-6 very late in that game, and they cut it to 20-13. Dwayne Haskins, after getting in trouble for going out to the titty bar, comes back.
I would hate him being my starting quarterback.
Yeah.
I would hate it so much.
I would absolutely hate it. It seems like he's just so disinterested in what's going on in the field and more like, I don't know, man. God.
Like, you want to go to a strip club? Sure. But, like, A, you're the starting quarterback. So, like, if you got to be the guy. So you can't be doing that in the first place. B, your head coach is battling cancer. Like, you can't be putting yourself and everybody at risk. And then C, even if you're going to do all that, you can't go out and then suck at football.
Yeah, that's all it is. You can't be bad and be doing all this shit and like he's already gotten benched. Like they're already reluctant to put him in.
That was the third time he's been benched.
Yeah, they're forced to put him in, and he's still fucking up. Like, how many fucking opportunities do you need to get it? Like, you weren't given this opportunity. It was handed to you on a silver platter. They had no choice but to play you, and you're still fucking up. Like, come on, man. It just pisses me off.
He sucks. He's got to get cut or something. Like, you can't keep having that guy on the team.
I'm not even joking when I say Cardale Jones is probably a better option as an Ohio State quarterback than that dude was. I'm not even joking when I say that.
He came to play football. He didn't come to play strip club. Put 12 gauge in. Let's go.
Him and Harden, baby.
Seahawks, Rams. Rams are either bad or really good week to week. We don't know which one.
It's just Goff is one of those guys that when are we going to start talking about him as being as just a whatever quarterback? He's just so.
Would you rather have him or Wentz?
Wentz.
You'd rather have Wentz than Goff?
I think so.
Goff is Mitch with a better head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mitch is fast.
Except Goff can't run.
Yeah, exactly.
At least Mitch can run. But, like...
he makes some bad mistakes.
And he just misses throws that are, like, easy throws.
Yeah.
But sometimes he looks really good. It's weird.
Also, are the Rams receivers really that good? Can we talk about that?
Yes.
Are they?
Robert Woods is good. Cooper Kupp is good.
Yeah, they're good.
All right.
They're good.
All right. We talked about it.
We did talk about it. I'll give you that. Cowboys, Eagles. Fine. I mean, are we ready to admit, even though nobody wants to win this division, the Eagles suck?
Cowboys are back in this. Yeah, the Eagles suck. But how are the Cowboys?
Are probably going to win it.
How the fuck are the Cowboys in this situation? I don't know what's going on.
Andy Dalton to the promised land.
They just very quietly have been just chipping away. I mean, they play the Giants next week, and Washington plays the Eagles.
I can see.
So Washington's going to win.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I can see them losing that game. How are you so confident with Dwayne Haskins?
He's the quarterback.
Terrible.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true. Well, it's just my hate for the Eagles.
Yeah, you really
It's,
just despise them.
I don't even hate the Eagles. I just hate everybody saying that the Eagles were clearly the best team in the division when they're clearly not good. But I don't. It's going to be a crap. It's going to be very exciting, and I'm just hoping everybody loses somehow, and the winner of the division ends up 6-10. Need
It'd
it to
be fun.
happen. Preview Monday night. My Bills against New England Patriots.
This is a real pride. This is a real time for Buffalo to really kick New England's ass and try to
Why is Cam
assert
playing? I
dominance.
don't understand. Don't
Gotta
just
finish
play
it
the
out
other
with
guy.
him. Just gotta finish it out with him. You can't. Jason
Why?
Stidham's not gonna do anything for you. Because
Yeah,
that guy's
Jason
not gonna.
Get
Statham's
him in a
not winning
game.
the game.
He's not gonna be the starter
It's-
next year. So what's the point? Who cares?
What's the point of having either one of those guys? They're gonna get Jimmy G.
Then who the hell would you start in the game?
They're
I
gonna
don't
get
know.
Trubisky.
Hoyer. Put Hoyer in.
They're gonna get Mitch.
Maserati Mitch?
They'll be good
That
with
guy
him
is
too.
trying so hard to be a GM in the NFL, and nobody will fucking hire him.
Who?
Who?
Lewis Riddick.
Oh yeah, I see that
Oh.
highlight every at least once a month. Like, oh, Lewis Riddick, possible GM. Who knows?
Yeah. Never gets the
Bills.
job.
Wait,
I always at every game I think it's going to be the one where Bill's got a trick up his sleeve, Bill Belichick, and then they're 6-8. I don't know. Maybe this is the one where Bill's got a trick up his sleeve. But
Pulling out
I
all
think
the stops. Week 16.
I think the Bills are good. They're like, yeah, we were just fucking around. We just wanted to beat the Bills in week 17 or week 16.
This is
Mind fuck 'em.
this is the last Monday Night Football game, right?
Yes.
Usually it
I don't
does
know.
the week beforehand, just because
Yeah.
they want to be done by Sunday.
Yeah,
Can
and
we
there's no Sunday night game next week either.
give a rating of
shit.
this booth of Steve Levy, Lewis Riddick,
Steve
and who's the other
Levy,
one?
I don't like Steve Levy doing it.
I don't either, and I'm gonna
It
already
feels
say
like
the
it feels like
worst.
shitty Sports Center highlights.
I'm already gonna say the Tessitore and Booger McFarland were better. I don't know why they
Oh,
were replaced.
I like Tessitore.
Yeah.
I hate Booger McFarland.
What's wrong with
No, he's entertaining.
Yeah, he's fun. He made me laugh. Like, these guys are so fucking boring, and they're not
It's
that
so
funny.
boring.
Like Lewis Riddick, yeah, he is a GM character because he's not fun in the booth. I'll tell you that much. He's just very boring. I'm sorry.
He's wallpaper. I don't mind. I don't like, but
Booger
I
is
don't like.
funny.
I don't like Levy. Yeah.
Yeah, and Levy is he's almost like he is like Chris Myers almost. Just the way that generic, boring play-by-play guy. Voice like this. Like I fucking hate guys like that.
I like the Rich Gannon call today. I thought he was pretty good. I mean, you can
Yeah.
tell that he hadn't watched one Bears game all season.
He's fortunate that he's
Fine.
paired up with such a pro like Greg Gumbel. Like that he's lucky to have that person with him because Greg Gumbel, I mean, for play-by-play guys, I think he's one of the top 5 still. I think he's you can't go wrong hearing Gumbel calling a game. To be honest,
Consummate professional.
very good.
Yeah, I don't bring back Booger and Tess, but Bills are gonna win next week. There's no Sunday night or Monday night games, so everything will be done in the late afternoon. And there's only 3 late afternoon games.
Get Riggle and Tessitore in the booth.
No,
they're gonna graduate from Holy Moly. And they're gonna do Monday Night Football.
Okay, so this is something I don't understand for next week. All of the games are on Sunday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've got 16 games. There's 3 late afternoon games and 13 noon games.
That's sick.
They're trying to wrap this shit up.
Wrap it up.
Okay, but like you don't need to do 12 and 3. Like you could do.
Yeah, but the implications then, nothing is settled really.
One's gonna get flagged.
Their stakes are high for all of those games at noon. That where the teams are in contention. So like.
Okay, but like the ones
like
that
if the
don't
Arizona
matter,
game was
like
before
put
the
a couple
Bears
extra.
game.
Put a couple extra in the afternoon that don't matter.
One's gonna get flexed for sure. To the Sunday night game, to be honest, that's where it's gonna get flexed to.
But they're not doing a Sunday night game.
Yeah, they typically do it on the last week. They for sure have a flex Sunday night game. for the last
All right.
year.
Well, we'll see. So, go Bears. Any last words?
You took it out of my mouth. Go Bears. We're gonna have to beat this Packers team. I don't know. They look good today.
Devin?
I hope Foles starts.
Yeah, I know you do.
Foles
Yeah,
for
I
some.
know. This is
That
exactly
that
how
was the worst thing to happen in 2020. That right there was the worst thing to happen.
It's so telling. It's so telling you feel that way.
Just put Foles back in. You could see as soon as he got in the fourth quarter, the team really sparked.
Follow us on social. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell the dog. Tell everybody. We'll see you next week.
Peace.